Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Reichert. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hey, race fans, welcome in to Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. It's Doc, it's Paul, it's the Voice Radio Man, Dan Diker, highlighting what happened at La Crosse last week, Tomah last week, and the fierce competition between about 4 or 5 drivers at Dells Raceway Park as they were in the 4th of 5 stages for the Live for 5 series. All that's coming up during today's program, time of the year when we're kind of, finding things to do because we still have a 200-lapper at La Crosse. Ford Enduro, we still have the Night of Destruction, and then we are off until Oktoberfest. And of course, Tomah has racing the next 3 weeks. So we're just going to get right at it. 2 20-lappers for the NASCAR late models at La Crosse last weekend. And in the first one, well, green flag drops, yellow flag lap 2. Adam Oxborough collects Cole Hamilton in a nasty crash up in turn 2. Let's forward ahead a little bit. Nick Mergic trying to get it done. He's going to have a late race season surge as we've seen him in the past couple of races. He gets the lead with 3 to go. 4-time Fest champ Dan Fredrickson. What? He's in a late model. Big move to the inside, almost forces a 3 wide up for turn 4. He'll take the lead on the final lap. His first late model race at La Crosse since 2003. And he wasn't done.
No, and in the second feature, he's not done at all. But Nick Clements gets out to a big lead, thinks he's going to win this one. While the rest of them are sorting it out, along comes Mike Carlson, chases him down, gets by him just a little bit past halfway, but here comes that 36 car again. He was on a rail. 3 laps to go, goes to the outside of Carlson this time. Inside in the first feature, outside in the second feature, no problem at all. Fredrickson would complete the sweep. Looks like he had a lot of fun. He's talking about racing with him on Thursday at Oktoberfest. And congratulations to Jeremy Wagner on his first ever late model championship. He is the 2021 Bud Dash champion.
Some Niles guy made headlines across the board in the Sportsman Saturday night, Paul.
Yep. Sam Niles struck again. I got the lead from Bob Ford 4 laps into the feature, and then checked out everybody else, and ends up claiming win number 6 on the season. And he wins for the regular season finale for the 4th year in a row. And he also wrapped up the Bud Dash Championship thanks to a tiebreaker over Justin Berg, 3 wins to 2. And he's on the verge of his first ever division championship as well.
Yep.
Hobby Stocks, it was Scott Vanlum versus a guy that was the reigning Tomah Hobby Stock champion, Alex Rude. Brought the 42 to play on Saturday night. That was his also first race of the season. Really no competition since Jason Bolster smashed his number 8 into the turn 4 wall awfully hard during qualifying. He struggles for the rest of the night. Rude picks up his first win, but Jason Bolster, how about this? 5 track championships now and another Bud Dash championship.
And he was actually pretty talkative in victory lane for once. That was kind of nice.
Talking about champions, man, I'll tell you what, Cheyenne Stanfield started the year breaking a track record, then she broke it again. Now she's got a bigger lead, and she could become the first Hornet female champion in La Crosse history.
Yep, the seas parted for her. She got to the front really quick, and on a restart, her and Schleifer, she runs the okie doke on Schleifer and takes off. Looks like she's set. Andy Barney trying to keep up with her, and then lap traffic comes into play. As you see here on the last lap, couple of cars in the way of Cheyenne. Barney right behind her. Cheyenne do a masterful job splitting right up the middle. Goes around, takes them. She gets fast time. She comes from the back to win her heat, and she comes from the back to win the feature. I believe it's the first ever Hornet sweep we've ever had. Congratulations to Cheyenne Stanfield. She also pads that season point lead with 2 more races to go.
Champion crowned at Fest. Minivans crowned their champion Saturday night, Paul.
Yes, Bernie Lucy took the lead early on, but then he made a little slip up just around halfway, and rookie Craig Miller takes over the lead and ends up driving off with his first ever win. And of course, a little driver swap between Craig Miller and Rob Stanfield. But Stanfield got out a little late there, almost got a lap down, but he was able to get into the race and ends up finishing in the top 5 and ends up locking up his 3rd division championship.
He wanted to prove a point. I think he did, being late coming out for that feature, because he came from almost a half a lap down and caught the back of the field and finished in the top 5.
Again, 2 more races to go. Big Cheese Enduro, and then we've got the Night of Destruction, and we are off until Oktoberfest. Check out lacrossespeedway.com for advance tickets to those 2 events. and more information on Fast. When we come back, Tomah Sparta Speedway is going to take front and center. That's here on KQEG TV.
7 years and counting. Hi, Jerry here. For 7 years in a row, Big Boar Barbecue has been voted the best barbecue and caterer by the people of La Crosse County. I am humbled by your praise. We work our hardest to provide good food and service to any size group, from a small lunch to large wedding reception. We can provide full service or just drop off the food for you to serve. The dates are filling fast, so call us today. Big Boar Barbecue and Catering, Highway 16, West Salem. A delicious mouthful.
At Big Boar Barbecue.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that really actually matter. Like figuring out which remote turns the TV on, or the smell in the vegetable crisper that in no way can be vegetables, or finding your phone when you leave it on vibrate. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Welcome back, race fans. Silvers Racing, presented by Big Boar Barbecue, Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, J&O Collectibles. Peter Niekirk is up there in Minnesota doing some things for our TV show for Oktoberfest, and of course, Al Losi with these beautiful fansarena.com duds that we get to wear every weekend. Let's talk about the Tomah Sparta Speedway. Going to start things off with the 6 shooters. We had 21 start and 13 finish. It was an attrition race from top to bottom. On a late restart, Chuck Muller, he's the guy that broke his back last year, couldn't even race, and he's using racing as part of his rehab this year. He will jump into the lead, and for the rest of the feature, well, it was him, Matt Moore, and Taylor McMullen. Those two switching positions back and forth like it was nobody's business. Very interesting to watch, but Muller, we talk about this all the time. If you're going to get your first time ever win, you're not looking back, you're not looking in the mirrors, you're not looking at the scoreboard, you're looking straight ahead and your foot is to the floor when you talk about that acceleration. He does get a big win, and congratulations to Chuck. He was quite the delight to talk to at the fan photo this year.
Oh, yes, he was.
Coming off of a broken back, and racing's my rehab. I'm like, okay, I don't know how you do that, but he got it done. Congratulations. Modified went out to play. It was a family affair.
Oh, Bill Schott's doing his best to hold off his cousin Denny Schott. Meanwhile, Darren Salo's looking for a way around both of them. With about 5 to go, you know, something happens to Denny Schott's car. Boom, he's gone. Mechanical issues. Coming down to Bill Schott and Salo. Salo tried everything he could. Couldn't get it done. Bill Schott gets to ring that bell one more time.
3 weeks ago, Denny Schott was your point leader. His car fails. 2 weeks ago, Denny Schott, your point leader. His car fails. Bill Schott takes the point lead. Last week, Denny Schott's car breaks again. 3 straight weeks, 3 different problems, and now Bill Schott is padded.
I think if I were him, I would not let Bill Schott work on my car anymore.
Man, that's
a joke, Bill. Don't take it seriously.
That's been quite interesting on how that thing evolved. We had a first timer. If you remember the name Randy Bruning, he used to have a really cool Napa Sportsman car. He ran with us with the Great Northern Sportsman Series. He ran Sportsman. He ran lacrosse a couple of times. Came out and ran a big show we had at Tomah a couple of years ago with the Tim R. Memorial. Yep. Sells the car on Monday. We don't know who's in it, so I'm on Facebook, find out. The guy that won it or bought it Monday raced it Friday.
Yes.
First time in 21 years he raced.
Yes, Ken Steinhorst is that driver, and he challenged Dan Fry early on in the going, but Dan Fry got the lead there, and then Ken had to deal with Andrew Borntrager, the latest Borntrager to go racing. He pulled away from Borntrager, but then just couldn't make up the distance on Dan Fry. Steinhorst couldn't do it, and ends up Dan Fry claims win number 6 on the season.
Dan Fry finished because they ran the Sportsman and mods together. 15 pieces behind the last place mod. He was on a rail in that 2020 Zach Racing Camaro. Hobby stocks are out, and you know, every time we do this segment, we should say, hey, the hobby stocks ran. Andy Moore won. Next.
Yeah.
Well, in the Hornet feature,
pretty much. He picked up his 6th win of the year. Aaron Hendricks couldn't do anything about it. Mike Krieger Jr. tried to do it, but Andy Moore picks up win number 6. Hornets, much more interesting.
Much more interesting. This one came down to basically Mason Morphy and Kyle Ridner, as Morphy would get to the front first, and he'd bring Ridner with him. Ridner could not do anything with Morphy. Morphy would slowly pull away from him at the end. Morphy gets into victory lane. He gets to ring that TACU credit union bell for the 5th time this year. I'll get it right yet.
Reedner, the only driver in the history of the Tomah Sparta Speedway to ring that victory bell without touching it with his hands or his legs or any part of his body.
Did he hit? Oh, he hit it with the car. He took it out with the car.
Out a couple of years ago, and I'm surprised he didn't wipe out all the billboards down in Victory Lane. Hobby Fest is coming up on the 29th of August, though. Now, Kyle is Chico's son?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's getting himself prepared to run for
Chico.
Hobby Fest as well. When we come back, Dells Raceway Park, when you're running for $5,000 and you've got Johnny Sauter and Ty Majeski and Casey Johnson and Luke Fenhouse and Rich Bickle and this many more top drivers, you're going to get some exciting racing. You're going to see that next on KQEG TV.
Are you tired of the typical fundraiser? Well, Big Boar Barbecue can offer you an alternative. How about a pork dinner? Pork, beans, and slaw. A complete meal. It's different, it's fast, and it's easy. And you don't pay for what you don't sell, guaranteeing you make a profit. So if your church, school, sports team, or special cause needs a fundraiser, call us today. We've helped all sorts of groups raise thousands of dollars. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16, West Salem. Now that's a mouthful.
At Big Boar Barbecue.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that really actually matter. Like figuring out which remote turns the TV on, or the smell in the vegetable crisper that in no way can be vegetables, or finding your phone when you leave it on vibrate. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Welcome back, folks. It is Seven Rivers Racing KQEG TV, brought to you by our great friends at Big Boar Barbecue. I think they're smoking meat now here at the end of August in the anticipation of how much they're going to be bringing us at Oktoberfest again this year.
By the way, a side note here, my wife, who does not like smoked meat at all,
That's her problem.
She loves the new chicken. She absolutely loves it. Finally, I could take her to Big Boar.
Past two times we've gone, it's the only thing Bill wants now is chicken.
Oh, love the chicken.
Paul was getting everything served to him in the toilet because his plate was like this big, so it was just easy.
He's huge.
Burnt end, so I'm a huge Big Boar Barbecue burnt end fan. Big $5,000 to win, a Live for 5 series race at Dells Raceway Park last weekend. They're a tremendous sponsor of our radio program. And you heard the names that we were dropping earlier. I mean, this was like a small Oktoberfest on a smaller track. I mean, everybody in Superlight Model Racing was there. And the battles that went on between Johnny Sauter, Ty Majeski, Luke Fenhouse, Jesse Love, John D'Angelo Sr. were just incredible, and they take a break at 75 laps. So Bruce Nuttleman, who runs Ultimate Lap Photo, one of the best photogs and video guys I've ever seen when it comes to racing.
Check his videos out on Facebook. Awesome.
Did a fantastic job of not only getting about 8 different angles from 5 different cars during the first portion of this race, but you can also hear the spotters talking as well. And we're going to give you a nice chunk of that. Sit back, though. Put this on your big screen TV. Turn up the volume, because this is some of the coolest video we're going to show you this year on this program.
That's your bumper. Looking inside. Side. Looking inside. Get inside. Side. Get inside. Side. Get inside. Go by 5. Still go by 5. Litchfield takes another peek to the inside of Bickle. Down under the concrete. Side. Out of turn number 4. Go by 7. Still looking.
We started on the outside of this front row, and he's fading back there. Again, Johnny's still holding on. These guys have raced each other in the and it looks like Litchfield might be able to get that third.
Still looking.
Wrestle away from Bickle. Again, Majeski making the run down the back section 3. Johnny looks better into the corners, but off the corners.
Still looking.
Down on the inside like a diamond. A lot of slicing and dicing all the way around the third mile here.
Inside.
Majeski, what a launch. He just got over the turn.
Even. Door. Go to door. Even. Even. Go to door. Corner. Door. Go to door. Corner. Clear by 10 to the next car. Clear all around. Clear. One crossover. Still clear by half. Still clear by half. Keep digging here. Inside. Inside, Gurley. Inside. Inside. Inside corner. Inside bumper. Clear. Inside. Clear. Inside. Gurley inside. They're by 10 in the back. Corner bumper. Clear. In lane with you, halfback. In lane with you, halfback. Clear by 1.
For a few laps.
Go over his heart, still clear by 1 center of the corner. He's a little bit better than 2. Clear by 10 to the back. Still clear by half. Clear by 1 on the exit.
He's going to be the next to challenge.
They're all around. Take care of yourself. Still clear by 1.
At the moment, Kirk, but he doesn't want to fall too far back.
By 1, he's clear by 5 on the fourth corner.
2 points at Slinger. They're going to be doing it tomorrow night. So
Clear. Clear by 1.5.
it's 125.
Clear by 8 on the 44. Clear by 2. Clear by 3 on exit.
Starting to watch that lap traffic develop in front of the leaders and wondering what kind of a role that might play.
Clear by 3.5. Clear by 8.
He'll be the first to go a lap down. And then we see Jordan McVoy with trouble in the 38 Curtis. He's going to exit over in turn number 2. The season, unfortunately, for Jordan McVoy.
Still there. Clear. Clear all around.
Right now, we're 91 and
Johnny clear by 3.
Ty Majeski, the 91 leads Lanai up 91.
Clear by 3.
90 now. And Majeski starting to pad that lead just a little bit over Sonner, who's riding in the second spot.
Clear by 2.
Might be getting ready to challenge Mike Litchfield here for third. As he's
Clear all around.
Litchfield has to go.
Clear by 1.5. In lane with you. In lane with you. Still there. Clear. Clear all around. Clear by half.
Down. He knows this track. Again, see some other battles.
Pressure. Clear by 1.5.
Austin Mason. That's a battle for the 8th spot here on the track. Remember, we go to lap 75, and then we're going to take a pause for the cause and let these drivers
Pressure. Clear by 1.5.
make some changes. More likely, they cannot change tires, and we're getting closer and closer to that as we'll come across the line.
Clear by half. In lane with you. That's the bumper. Side. Yep, there he goes inside. Even. Take the door. Clear. Inside. By half. Inside door. Go inside door. Inside even. Clear by 7 on the 44. They're all around. Clear by 2 to the 91.
Now, if you watch that closely, there was so much activity going on. You couldn't see cars touching, but there were a couple of times where it looked like they were brushing, especially we've seen how it works at the Dells. You come out of turn 4, it looks like there's going to be contact because it's so tight, because if you saw Ty, he was riding almost on the grass, and Johnny would use that inside or the middle portion of the track. They're pretty much brushing each other up the track without touching.
It's, yeah, and if you've ever been to the Dells, you know what it's like down there. Tight corners and wide straightaways, and they've widened out the corners down there, but They still use every inch of that track. I mean, if somebody's on the inside, you want just as much of that inside as you can get. So the illusion looks like they're hitting each other. Sometimes they are, but you could probably get a piece of paper in between them sometimes. That's how close they get.
Well, this was a 125-lap affair, and Johnny Sauter and Tommy Jeske, they swapped the lead. I couldn't even count how many times because this next piece here is just a couple of minutes long. You can sit back and count how many times they passed each other, and right behind them, all it took was one slip-up, and there's Luke Fenhouse and Jesse Love, and they're going to battle for the win. So watch this from the different angles, and watch Ty on the inside, Johnny on the outside, then they swap. This is cool.
Fenhouse in your bumper. Still there. Still there. Inside, clear. Clear behind him. Looking outside. Clear. We're all around. Still out there. Inside of the 21. Corner of the 21. Corner of the 21. They're by 3. Even. Still out there. Inside. Breathe. Corner. Trying to hold you tight. All clear off 2. No mistake. All clear. Run down. Come on, 10 to go. Behind him. Clear by 1 to the 21. Driving away from the 2 out back. You and Sauter, man. There you go. Careful what you do to him. He'll do it back to you. Oh, make your mark. Come on. Inside here with 4. Driving away now. Let's go get him. Clear. Bump up here. Don't let Sauter back you up in the traffic. Hold the bottom. Clear by 2. He's going to want the bottom. Clear by 2. Good. Clear by 1. Clear by 2. They're racing behind you. Clear by 2. Got the 40 and the bumper. Bumper. Still there. Side by side. Still there. Nice and slow there. Still there. Bumper. Hold the bottom. There we go. Still there. Looking outside. Let it roll through the corner here. 4 to go. At your bumper. Protect the bottom. Side by side behind you. Looking outside. Hold Johnny tight so he doesn't get that run off the corner. When you get to this quarter panel, you gotta hold him tight. Looking outside, looking inside. Clear by. Hold the bottom. Still inside with the 4. Wide at the line, bud. At your bumper. Clear. White flag. Clear. Clear. Outside. He's out there. Still there. Clear by half. Clear. Win. Yeah. Good job. Woohoo! Yeah. Ain't that mother? Like me now, huh? Good job.
He is out of the car. The winner of the Badger State 125, Johnny Sauter. What an incredible race. Splashes the crew. Feeling the heat from the youngsters, but it's the veteran who gets it done.
Bill, you've raced cars for many, many years, so you know what we're talking about when you see the bumpers getting this close and the pushing that can go on and Ty's in the grass and Johnny's up here, but the finish like this, that was amazing.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of that Truck Series race we saw at Milwaukee.
Just with James Swan and who's that, Chester Ace?
Yep. Very reminiscent of that, and 2 of the best in the nation at super late models right there. You just watched it, and what an incredible race. I mean, if it's going to be like that on a short track, imagine what it's going to be like when they get to a bigger track like La Crosse here in just a few weeks.
And I tell you what, Luke Fenhouse's name popped up again. Jesse Love, he's a newcomer to the scene, name popped up again. This Oktoberfest is going to be star-studded like I don't think I could have ever imagined it ever being before.
And I wonder, Bickle is on a mission, and I know he wants to win one more Oktoberfest. Last year he got second. I know he wants to be, number one more time, because after Oktoberfest, I believe he's only got 2 races left.
And he's got Halloween and Snowball Derby.
Yeah.
So
he's looking to finish out strong here. He's also trying to get a championship at Slinger Speedway. I've been watching them videos every Sunday night, and
fast time
all the time. So he's pushing hard. He wants to finish this career on a high note here in his last few weeks.
Well, we're going to finish out the rest of our season. We're not done to the end of October, so we have a lot of surprise guests coming up. We have a lot of surprise interviews, some surprise races. We might even dig back into the archives and maybe show you some Oktoberfest races from years past.
Are we going to have a surprise contest?
That's always going to happen. That's going to be announced the second week of September. We're going to wrap it up. Thanks for Jesse. He's the man way back behind the curtain. And we've got Doc, we've got Paul, myself, the voice radio man, Dan Diker. We will see you on TV next week. This is 7 Rivers Racing.
You've been watching 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Reichert. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem. Big Boar Barbecue. Now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching 7 Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
7 years and counting. Hi, Jerry here. For 7 years in a row, Big Boar Barbecue has been voted the best barbecue and caterer by the people of La Crosse County. I am humbled by your praise. We work our hardest to provide good food and service to any size group, from a small lunch to large wedding reception. We can provide full service or just drop off the food for you to serve. But dates are filling fast, so call us today. Big Boar Barbecue and Catering, Highway 16 West Salem. A delicious mouthful.
Big Boar Barbecue.